Alrighty, hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Coach's Corner. It's your host, Todd Pierce here once again. Look, today I want to talk about something pretty cool, pretty important, really. Well, you'll probably say that every time I start these damn episodes, but that means I'm talking about important stuff, hopefully. The thing I want to talk about today, though, is the idea of authenticity in your business. And authenticity for me, I think, is a very important thing in your coaching business, because at the end of the day, you see this quite a lot, right? You see a lot of, in my opinion, and like I said, I've been in this industry now for 10 years, so I guess I've seen a number of things over the years kind of occur. And when I got back into doing coaching more full time, because for those that do know, you know that I had a sales and marketing business for 7 years as well. Also doing coaching mixed with that, had a software company. So there's been a lot of things that I've kind of done over the years. And I've always done coaching kind of more as a part-time fun thing over the last 10 years. And just recently really got back into it when I had my first son. And it's what I noticed, right, were a lot of what I could only say are cookie cutter coaches, right? And I guess I can understand why or how it's possible people fall into that trap of basically being like everyone else. But at the same time, I feel like it's important that if you really want to step up, you really, want to become a king or a queen to your niche, right? And become something that's actually unique, you need to be yourself. Right. And it's funny. I've only just recently started to open up to the idea of coaching coaches. It was something that I resisted for a long time, which is funny because for years and years and years, I've had people saying, hey, can you coach me to become a better coach? But I've resisted it a lot because of what I had was a perceived stigma attached to the idea of coaching coaches. And it's funny, when I got into the space and I started to see what people were doing, I just noticed how much it was basically everyone copying everyone else. There virtually being no uniqueness, no authenticity. Now I've got massive qualms with people that go out there and, try to take pictures with stars and get star power. It doesn't resonate with me personally. And I feel like it's out of touch with authenticity. So that's what I want to talk about today. So why is it important and how can we do it? That's the question I want to quickly discuss right now. Well, number one, the reason why I think it's important is because, there's nothing worse, in my opinion, than trying to be something you're not, and the emotional and psychological disconnect that can occur as you're being one thing in public and a different thing in private. But you see it so often, and one thing that people do who do coaching and training with me kind of comment is when they see me on stage, when they see me in a coaching setting, when they see me in personal life, when they see me on videos, there's no difference. It's maybe I'm just old and grey now, and maybe I've kind of sunk into my character more than some of the younger folk have. That makes me sound really old, Dean, as I say that, mate. Dean's over there in the corner. But I think it's really important that we step back and we appreciate that, number one, we are unique people, right? We've got our own unique interests, our own unique experiences, our own unique things that we like to do and we don't like to do, the things that we stand for. And you may have heard this term before, right? You either stand for something or you stand for nothing. And I think what's really important for us as coaches is that we let ourselves start to get out of the cookie cutter mold and start to develop some of our own thoughts, right? I recently did a video on critical thinking and how for you to really think about things, you have to take in information from multiple sources. You need to take it from different places. You need to compare the similarities, the differences, and then you need to run it through, a multivariate analysis of different external and also internal variables that occur that affect decision making, right? And I think also when we start to think, well, who am I and who do I want to be in the coaching space? Well, you should kind of start there. Well, what do I like that other people are doing? What do I dislike? Because see, this is what I did when I decided to come back in and actually put myself out there, because my coaching business for 10 years runs solely virtually on word of mouth. I did a good job with my clients and I got referred and it gave me constant money for 10 years. But when I decided to come out and really give it a red hot go, I was like, okay, well, who do I want to be? And I looked out there, I'm like, well, who is doing things well, who are doing things poorly. What do I like? What do I dislike? What resonates with me? What doesn't? And then what you start to get right is you start to get a bit of a mold. And then as I was like this assessing the landscape, it's like, okay, great. So I like this. I don't like this. That's cool. That's not cool. It's then like, okay, well, who am I? What's my personality? And for me, if I thought about my personality, I'm a very stand-up kind of guy, right? I'm very blunt. I'm down the line. I call it as it is. Like, I respect people, but I often don't respect their excuses. And like, I'm quite a firm coach. So it's like that kind of starts to shine out as I see what I like, and then I combine that with my personal experience. And then what you start to get right and this is, in my opinion, an iteration process, to be completely fair, because I don't feel like you can ever be you day one. Like you're always, I feel when you first start, going to be mixtures of different people. And it's like you're trying on hats to kind of see which one's you. But I feel like as you do it more, as you remain consistent, as you remove the things that don't fit and you embrace more fully the things that do fit, and then you allow your own unique character to shine out, I feel like that's when we really start to get in touch with that authentic essence of who we are. And I feel like also you can't be scared of being yourself, right? So I feel like that is definitely an element, right? Like, in today's society, what we've got very much so, I guess you could say, a call out culture where, people are very, very quick to call people out and try to shame them publicly. And like, this is like, to a degree, a transmutation of, I guess, tall poppy syndrome to a degree, but like it makes people scared to put themselves out there and be themselves. And if you do want to be a coach, you do want to actually have success. Like the fact is 2020, you have to be social, you have to be online. And the worst thing you can do is be like everybody else, because trust me, like I see it all the time. I chat with Dean quite often and I'm like, look at this guy, he's doing exactly what that person does. And sometimes you can even listen to them and they speak word for word verbatim what somebody else says. And it's ridiculous. It makes you lose credibility. So it's more important, in my opinion, to once again, try on the things that work, run it through those filters, accept what you like, reject what you don't like, and then actually think about it. Run it through critical thinking processes and develop your own thoughts about the things. Right? That then becomes your intellectual property. That then becomes you being authentic, and boom, you start to get your own following, your business starts to grow, and you can become a thought leader. But once again, you can't be a thought leader if you don't have your own thoughts. And once again, you having your own thoughts, in my opinion, comes from being authentic. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on authenticity. Like, if you think this is important, you think this is relevant, feel free to drop a gift down below, say g'day, hit share. But I really think it's an important thing, yeah? I didn't actually plan on doing this video, by the way. I just kind of hit me just then. But that's the nuts of it, right? So just to recap it, right? So you look out there at what you like and what you don't like. You do the assessment. You see what's good, you see what's not bad, you try things on, you flirt with different styles, and what happens over time is you'll sink into your own style. However, you have to allow your own experience and uniqueness to be expressed. Even if you're wearing a different hat, like, you're modeling this person here, you have to let you come out as well. Otherwise, you'll just be a carbon copy of them, right? Which, in my opinion, is a hollow mask of existence. So once again, and then as you start to, adopt ideas, things that you like, things that you dislike, actually think about like, what, if you're modeling someone, you really love what they say, like, what are they really saying? What does this really mean? Run it through your own critical thought processes, right? Don't just accept things blindly. That's a big issue that people have got these days. They hear something, it sounds great, it's plausible, and it aligns with their own internal narrative, so they accept it blindly. Once again, this virtually becomes a blind leading the blind. So, anyway, I'm going a bit of a rant right now, but that's how you do it. Look what's out there, see what's working, see what's not working, see what you like, see what you don't like, inject your own character, your own experience, who you are, and boom, over time, you'll sink into your own style and you'll be authentic. Second to that, remember, be the same person in your personal life, in your business, when you do coaching, when you do training, just be the same. Be you. You are valuable. You don't need to be anybody else. Anyway, let's wrap up this episode. Take care. I'll chat to you soon. Bye-bye.